All right, welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping right into a true insider investigation today, looking at a massive mystery that is literally draining your bank account right this second. I mean, did you know that energy costs can quietly make up to half the price of the everyday goods you're buying? Yeah, half. So if you've been staring at your receipts lately, just wondering why the cost of living is rising absolutely everywhere, hey, you are not alone. Today, we're decoding the hidden forces, those invisible taxes dictating your daily life. Get ready, because we are pulling back the curtain on exactly how global energy manipulates your wallet.
So, why exactly is your wallet shrinking? Look, it's a very real pain point for all of us. You go to the store and it just feels like your money doesn't go anywhere near as far as it used to, right? But here's the hook. This is the absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle that almost everybody misses. The decisions causing this, they are not being made at your local grocery store. They're not made by your city council. The forces draining your budget are actually originating thousands of miles across the globe. We're talking about decisions regarding oil production made in distant boardrooms that will literally determine if you can afford your next family vacation or honestly even just your daily commute to work. Picture this. On one side of the globe, you've got a massive oil derrick just pumping away in the middle of a vast desert. And on the other side, well, that's the gas station right down your street, where you stand and just watch those numbers tick up and up and up. What you have to realize is that there is a direct, glowing red line connecting these two seemingly completely unrelated places. It's like these invisible strings tie the massive industrial actions in that distant desert directly to the nozzle in your hand. This is not just some abstract global mystery. It's a mechanical, global system with very real, very immediate local consequences for your personal bank account. Actually, visualize a map of the entire world for a second. Now imagine these glowing energy veins pulsing outward, stretching across oceans and continents, literally connecting every single major port and city. Where do those veins originate? Well, the heart of this entire global system, the source pumping life into these trade routes, is the Middle East. And understanding this vast network is really your first step to understanding why international news is actually local news. Because this massive reach of global trade routes means that a single hiccup at the heart of the system, it sends a very real shockwave through every single one of those glowing veins. Now, our main suspect in this investigation goes by a pretty famous moniker, Black Gold. And look, you do not need any trading or financial experience to understand this. Black gold is simply crude oil. It is the single most vital global resource we have, period. And what's truly wild is that crude oil isn't just sitting in their gas tank, it's in almost everything around you. From the plastics in your phone to your daily cosmetics, even life-saving medicines, petroleum products are everywhere. Because it is so fundamentally essential to making and moving things, crude oil basically acts as a hidden tax on absolutely everything you buy. To really grasp how powerful this hidden tax is, we just need to look at some of the recent shifts in crude oil production. See, when major players like Saudi Arabia decide to pump less oil out of the ground, they directly manipulate the global supply. For instance, in recent strategic moves, we saw voluntary production cuts of over 1 million barrels per day. I mean, that is a massive removal of energy from the global market. And think about it, when millions of barrels just vanish from the supply chain, but the world still demands just as much energy to keep running, well, the price aggressively shoots up. I want you to think of this entirely through the lens of a global thermostat. When the big players in the energy market restrict their supply, they are essentially walking right up to the control panel of the world economy and just turning the dial up. And when they turn it up, the resulting price heat radiates across borders, across oceans, and right into every single country. You might be sitting in a completely different hemisphere, but let me tell you, when that global thermostat gets cranked up, you are going to feel the financial heat no matter where you live. Okay, let's demystify a financial term that gets thrown around a lot on the news, input costs. It sounds super complicated, but actually, scratch that, it's incredibly simple. Input costs are really just the base expenses required to make something. Think of it like baking a cake, right? Flour and eggs are your input costs. Well, for the global economy, energy is that foundational ingredient. Consider this for a second. Transportation alone can account for up to 10% of the final cost of the groceries sitting in your cart right now. You literally cannot create, package, or move a single product without energy. So when the cost of black gold rises, the input cost for literally everything else rises right along with it. Let me paint a picture for you to really cement this idea. Imagine a sort of cartoon domino effect playing out in real time. First, an oil barrel tips over in the desert. Bam! That falling barrel knocks into a massive shipping truck thousands of miles away. Bam! Then that truck slides and crashes right into the side of your local grocery store. Bam! And finally, the sheer force of that impact knocks a household piggy bank right off your kitchen counter, shattering it into a million pieces. That physical chain reaction, That is exactly what happens when a price hike across the world ultimately shatters your monthly budget. And that chain reaction shows up in the most mundane parts of your everyday life. It is not just the price of gas at the pump. When energy input costs rise, it costs a factory more electricity to simply mold a plastic water bottle. It costs a shipping company more fuel to transport a banana from South America to your local produce aisle. It even costs your local power plant more to generate the electricity that you rely on just for cooling your home. This is exactly why you end up paying a huge premium at the grocery store checkout line and on your utility bills. That hidden tax, it's everywhere. Okay, so we've knocked out the problem, and yeah, I know, it can feel pretty overwhelming. But here is where we pivot. The best strategy here, the true insider's defense, isn't just sitting around and complaining about high prices. It's about confidently and actively hedging against them. The wealthy and the well-informed, they don't just accept these hidden taxes. They position themselves strategically to be shielded from them. And the really good news is you can start using these exact same proactive strategies in your own life to protect your hard-earned money. The ultimate secret weapon here is energy efficiency. Now, I want you to completely reframe how you think about this. Energy efficiency isn't merely some environmental choice. It is a hard, practical financial asset. When you invest in making your home or your transport more efficient, you're actively building a shield against that unpredictable global thermostat. You're permanently lowering your mandatory monthly overhead. Plus, you're aligning your personal finances with a massive global green strategy that markets are rapidly shifting toward anyway. By just needing less energy to live your daily life, you literally strip those distant oil derricks of their power to dictate your budget. So I want to bring this entire investigation right back to your doorstep with a pretty provocative question. How do local fuel prices actually impact your monthly budget? Really think about it. When the numbers on that local gas pump jump up by 20 or 30 cents, what do you have to sacrifice to make up the difference? Do you eat out less? Do you delay a much-needed purchase? This is exactly where global geopolitics crashes headfirst into your personal bank account. The world is changing fast, and the whole goal of this explainer is to help you stay ahead of the curve. We want you to understand the news before it ever has a chance to hit your bank account. So I'd really love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, how much has the price of fuel changed in your city this month, and what personal budgeting strategies are you using to adapt to these invisible taxes? Share your tips, join the conversation, and let's keep learning how to navigate this global chain reaction together. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.